Welcome to this explainer. I am beyond excited to step in today as your expert CELPIP speaking coach. My absolute #1 priority right now? Guiding you to a top-tier lexical resource score. Look, if you want to completely conquer speaking task 1, you can't just wing it, right? You need a reliable system. You need absolute predictability. And that is exactly what we are going to build together today.
Today we've got one main focus on our agenda, the 5 essential scenarios.
Section 1. The 5 essential scenarios. We'll be mastering vocabulary and structure through a targeted 4-step recitation loop.
Okay, let's jump right into scenario 1, which is all about preparing for the Canadian winter. I'm going to read this full, high-scoring response out loud. I want you to listen really closely to the pacing and how I hit those highlighted vocabulary targets. Ready? Here we go. Hi, David. I heard you are moving to Canada this winter. It's an exciting step, but I completely understand your worries about the extreme cold. I have a few tips that should help you out. First of all, I highly recommend waiting until you arrive in Canada to buy your winter gear. Local brands are specifically designed for our climate, so you should invest in a high-quality, windproof jacket and waterproof boots here. Secondly, you need to learn how to dress in layers. The indoor heating system here is very strong. If you wear a warm base layer and a heavy outer shell, you can easily take off your jacket when you are inside so you don't overheat. Lastly, don't forget to take vitamin D supplements and stay active. The short daylight hours can sometimes affect your mood, so keeping up with indoor hobbies will really help. I hope these tips keep you warm and cozy. Let me know if you need help shopping when you arrive.
All right, let's break down the skeleton of what you just heard. We're going to lock this in using our Chinese structural anchors. Step 1 is always your hanshan/gongqing, the opening and empathy. Then you simply deliver Jenny yi, Jenny er, and Jenny san. That's advice 1, 2, and 3, and make sure each one has a specific detail. Finally, we wrap it up with step 5, the JU/Juyan, your closing wish. This exact 5-part skeleton, it is literally your ultimate safety net on test day.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how these specific collocations instantly boost your lexical resource score. Take windproof jacket, meaning feng waita. It's a fantastic high-utility compound noun. Then we have dress in layers, or dichuangfa, which is exactly how native speakers talk about handling the winter cold. And heavy outer shell, meaning ho shou wai kar, well, that gives the graders the advanced descriptive imagery they're actively listening for.
Time for some active recitation. Look at this stripped-down blueprint. I want you to mentally or even out loud fill in the blanks before I do. Ready? Invest in a high-quality, windproof jacket. Learn how to dress in layers. Doing this active recall literally forces your brain to retrieve those target phrases, locking them straight into your long-term memory.
Let's keep that momentum going and move to scenario 2, integrating into a bilingual city. Keep the core strategy in mind as I read through this full sample. Listen closely to the natural pauses. Hi, Sarah. It is so great to hear you are relocating to a bilingual city. I know you want to pick up French quickly, so here's what I suggest. First of all, try to immerse yourself in the language at home. You can start by listening to local French radio stations or watching the news. It really helps you get used to the local accent and speaking pace. Secondly, I strongly suggest looking into community welcome classes, often called francisation. Not only is it a structured way to learn the grammar, but it's also a fantastic place to network and meet other newcomers in the city. Finally, force yourself to practice in daily life. When you go to the supermarket or order a coffee, just try doing it in French. Locals are usually very encouraging when they see you making an effort. Hope this helps your transition, and good luck with the move.
Did you notice how we mapped this onto the exact same 5-step response skeleton? It is completely modular. You start right off with Hanxuan Shengongqing. Follow it up with 3 pieces of detailed advice, and then wrap it up. The structure stays identical every single time, so you literally don't have to panic on test day. Your brain already knows the path.
Let's look at the vocabulary payload for this one. Immerse yourself, meaning 沉浸于, is a beautiful advanced reflexive verb. Speaking pace translates perfectly to 语速. Using structured way, or 系统的方式, really shows off your professional range. And making an effort, meaning 努力, is a highly natural, fixed collocation that examiners absolutely love.
Okay, back to the blueprint. Try to shout these out before I do. Try to immerse yourself. Get used to the speaking pace. Classes are a structured way. See you making an effort. Seriously, pause this explainer right now if you need to, and physically speak these words out loud. Building that muscle memory is absolutely crucial.
And that brings us brilliantly to our 3rd scenario, starting an online small business. This is a very common topic. Listen to the professional tone as I deliver this complete response. Hi, Mark. It's great to hear you want to start selling your artwork online across North America. It's a really exciting step. First of all, I highly recommend starting on an established platform like eBay. It already has massive built-in traffic, which makes finding your first customers much easier than building your own website from scratch. Secondly, focus heavily on your visual presentation. Whether you are selling physical prints or digital designs like seamless patterns, high-quality images are crucial for converting views into sales. Lastly, make sure you research shipping costs carefully. Shipping within Canada and to the US can be surprisingly expensive, so you need to understand the rates from Canada Post or other couriers. This will help you price your art correctly and avoid losing money on delivery. Let me know if you need any help setting up your store account. Good luck.
Once again, we're anchoring the response right here in our highly predictable 5-part breakdown. By leading with 汉鲜, 共情, and then smoothly transitioning into your 3 detailed suggestions, your brain basically just slots the new vocabulary into a pre-existing mold. It takes the pressure right off.
The crucial point for this specific topic is mastering these fixed business collocations. Built-in traffic is a fantastic idiomatic term for 子代流量. From scratch means 从零开始, super essential prepositional phrase there. Visual presentation is 视觉呈现, and converting views into sales is just a beautiful, complex gerund structure for 流量变现.
Let's hit that memory trigger. Speak it with me now. It already has massive built-in traffic. Instead of building from scratch, focus heavily on your visual presentation for converting views into sales. Do you feel how much more confident you are when you know exactly which phrases are carrying the heavy scoring weight? It's a total game changer.
Moving seamlessly into our 4th module, Youth Extracurricular Activities. Anchor yourself to the core advice here and listen to how I pace the full answer. Hi, Emily. I heard you are looking for some meaningful extracurricular activities for your son. I have a couple of ideas that I think would be perfect for building his discipline. First, I strongly suggest looking into the Royal Canadian Air Cadets. It is a fantastic, free national program that really builds leadership, and they even learn about aviation. Many local squadrons meet weekly, and it's a great environment for teenagers. Secondly, you might want to consider martial arts, specifically karate. The journey of earning belts, like working towards his yellow belt and beyond, teaches incredible focus, respect, and physical fitness. Lastly, encourage him to get involved in community volunteer work or local math competitions. High schools here require volunteer hours for graduation, so starting early is a great way to build his resume. I hope he finds an activity he really loves. Let me know what he decides.
By now, this structural loop should feel completely automatic to you. 寒暄共情, advice 1, advice 2, advice 3, and then 结语祝愿. I'm telling you, when the examiner hears this kind of clear signposting, they immediately tick the box for coherence and cohesion. It's music to their ears.
Let's extract the gold from this sample. Meaningful extracurricular activities translates to 有意义的课外活动, which is perfect topical vocabulary. Fantastic free national program is 极好的免费国家项目, really showing off your ability with adjective stacking. Incredible focus is 惊人的专注力, and build his resume is just a highly native way to say 丰富简历.
Time to recite. Come on, keep the energy up. Looking for some meaningful extracurricular activities. It is a fantastic free national program. It teaches incredible focus. Great way to build his resume. You're doing absolutely fantastic. Let's keep this rhythm going for the final stretch.
For our 5th and final mastery module, we're tackling personal finance. Now, this one is dense with specific vocabulary. Listen closely to my delivery of the full response. Hi, John. Congratulations on landing that new high-paying job. That is amazing news. Since you asked about managing your finances, here are a few steps I would take. First of all, you should open a tax-free savings account, or TFSA, right away. It's one of the best tools we have here. You can use it to invest in low-risk funds or US-based ETFs, and all your investment gains will be completely tax-free. Secondly, because your new salary puts you in a higher tax bracket, you should definitely contribute to an RRSP. This will reduce your taxable income for the year, which usually results in a very nice tax refund. Lastly, before you start investing heavily, make sure you set aside 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-interest savings account as an emergency fund. Let's grab a coffee soon to celebrate your new job.
See, we complete the cycle exactly as we started. The 5-part logical framework proves that no matter what the scenario is, whether it's winter clothing, kids' activities, or complex banking, the structural skeleton remains your absolute best friend.
Let's look at why this finance vocabulary scores so exceptionally well. Landing that new high-paying job, or 找到那份新的高薪工作, is an incredibly natural native gerund phrase. Low-risk funds is 低风险基金, a great domain-specific noun. Taxable income, meaning 应税收入, is a highly precise financial term. And emergency fund, or 紧急备用金, is an absolute essential collocation anytime you're talking about personal finance.
One last time, let's bring it all together on the blank template. Give it everything you've got. Congratulations on landing that new high-paying job. Invest in low-risk funds. Reduce your taxable income as an emergency fund. If you can retrieve these terms under pressure, you have completely mastered the scenario.
And there you have it. You've just successfully run through the modular mastery loop for the 5 most essential Canadian life scenarios. This repetition, relying on this exact framework of hanquan gongxing, followed by targeted advice, is the ultimate secret to reducing your test day stress and maximizing your lexical resource score. So my final question to you is, are you ready to shadow these blueprints daily and secure that target CELPIP score? Replay this explainer, drill those fill-in-the-blanks, and go ace that exam.